So I was talking to my friend Jessie, and I says to her, hey, it's almost the 3-year anniversary of my very first Let's Get Pissed and Play Myst video. And she says, you should do something for that. And I said, okay. So here it is. This is the Myst, realMyst masterpiece, high definition. Basically, it's realMyst with higher resolution and a fucking flashlight. So let's take a look around. And as I do this shiny, happy retrospective on my first drinky series of... Oh, and if we look around here, light source. Light source. What a great game. Boom, ba-doom. Oh, and then there's this, of course. And a water, sort of water. And then you turn it off, I guess, but it's still water. And now it's on and it's still water. I don't know. Anyway. The idea for Let's Get Pissed and Play Myst was one I had actually been kicking around in my head for almost a couple years, but I just didn't do it because I was afraid I would be just fucking awful at it. And if you based that assessment on my subscriber count, well, you got a point. But I mean, really, I enjoy doing it as a fun hobby, so to quote Frank Zappa, ultimately, who gives a fuck anyway? Not I. So, I finally just went ahead and did it. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I had the idea right off the bat I was going to stick to releasing a new video every 5 days, because 5 is, of course, significant in the whole lore of the game. So, yeah, and I frickin' accomplished that all the way up to Uru, and I stopped before I got to Myst 5, mostly because I just don't like that game that much, and I didn't feel like playing it, and I don't know it as well as the other games, so I said, screw it. But then I finally got around to playing it. Well, I'll leave that for the chronological part of the retrospective here. This is very pretty. I kind of miss the... Maybe it comes back when I open the thing up. I forget. If you've ever wanted to wander back behind here, there you go. Yeah. So... Oh, pull the switch. Almost forgot. That... I kind of decided when I started recording that it would be kind of... Ooh, 3D even. It would be kind of dull if I did sort of a dry explaining the logic of the puzzles as I walked through. That wouldn't be very... I wouldn't go along with the whole riffing and making sort of poking fun at the game thing I wanted to do, because I actually, what inspired me to do this series initially was Spoonie's playthrough of Phantasmagoria 2, which I still watch every once in a while because I think it's just hilarious. Let's get that in there. But, and that's why I figured an hour ought to do for a Let's Play. It would give me plenty of time to riff along for a while. It would be kinda long, but not too long. There we go. It would be just about enough time. Plus it would also... I mean, a lot of... like with Game Grumps and Spoonie's Phantasmagoria 2 playthrough, I like to just put it on in the background and treat it like a podcast. So I figured that would be decent. It's hard to talk and solve puzzles at the same time, even though I've got them memorized. I figured that would be just about enough time for people. They could either watch it, or they could put it on in the background and listen to me talk. I know that sounds really narcissistic, but I've got, from the feedback I've got, that's what plenty of people do. And as far as playing the games in character as just sort of this drunk idiot who gets into adventures and solves puzzles and whatnot by accident, that sort of happened kind of naturally as a way of making it so I wasn't just doing a riffing and then doing a dry explanation of the logic behind the puzzles. And it's not that I had any sort of plan to do it that way. It just kind of happened naturally. It just seemed the best way to do what I wanted to do. I like this. You can spin it fast. So we've got almost all the levels set up to go. So I recorded Let's Get Pissed and Play Myst, and realMyst went off without a hitch. Didn't have any problems recording. I actually did some test recordings, and I was really nervous on the first one. But now it's a hobby, and it just happens naturally. Plus, I'd been doing Spazzy Secret Funhouse long enough that babbling for at least an hour is not the most difficult thing for me to do anymore. All right, everything's ready to go. Which age to visit first? I think I will start off with the mechanical age. Actually, no. I'm going to start with Stone Chip, because that one's my favorite. Woo! Mechanical age is the only one I would actually have to take some notes to remember how to solve the puzzle. So I record the first Myst game. Everything goes great. And I think, this is going to be a cinch. I'm going to get through this no problem. And then, Riven. First problem with Riven. Fraps, which is the recording software I prefer, doesn't only works with programs using 3D acceleration, and Riven is completely two-dimensional. Actually, Stone Ship was my favorite before they, fucking Constant Rain. Anyway. Constant Rain. And another thing they ruined, this particular puzzle relies on light, and it's like, oh, now there is light and a fucking flashlight. Okay. I mean, they could have retconned the combination puzzles, so they are, and randomized them, but no, let's give them a fucking flashlight. It's all drippy. Little bubbles in the ceiling. But, so it gets to Riven. I love this little thingy. I gets to Riven. Oh, Cirrus does drugs. That makes him bad. And I'm on my 5-day release schedule, self-imposed 5-day release schedule, and I went through so many recording softwares trying to find something that was free and that worked. I did Camtasia, I don't remember some of the other ones, but I do remember the one I settled on was Hypercam 2. But I couldn't seem to get footage for... That was another thing. I don't remember the exact sequence of events. I couldn't get footage to record from the Good Old Games version of Riven. I couldn't get footage to record from the original CD-ROM version. I did get it to record from the DVD-ROM version, and that was the only one I could get it to work with. And even then, I still had to sync up the video and the audio. In fact, I spent most of my editing time throughout the series syncing up video and audio. So I must have recorded the first hour of Riven 6 or 7 times, which I like to look back on it now and think that is my most polished freaking episode, because by then I'd memorized all the jokes I was gonna tell. Yeah. Poison. Oh, come on. Who doesn't have some poison? Here's what I don't get. I'm basically underground, encased in stone. Why do these lamps be swanging? Because it's spooky. Oh, okay. I want to call that thing another name. I don't know why. God, I'm riffing. Okay, stop it. Stop it. So, here's that. Whoops. Oh, it's still two-dimensional. Yep. Oh, they made it naturally two-dimensional instead of just following you around like it's a coin in Mario 64. Oh, it's got a little texture to it. That's cool. Okay, where was I? Okay. I gets through Riven, alternate endings and all. And, let's see, what, did I have any problems with Exile? No, I could use Fraps again, but then I had audio syncing issues again. Whoa. Let's see, and then Myst 4? It was Revelation. That actually, I did not have audio syncing issues, which was the biggest blessing ever. Oh, we gotta get the water. But I finally got through that, and then Uru saw the start of. I guess that I was using an older version of Fraps. This version I'm using now doesn't have the problem, but I guess for whatever reason, some setting on Fraps got changed where it would only record a video for 4 gigabytes. It would only record 4 gigabytes worth of footage, and then it would start recording a new file. And then I would have audio clipping issues, audio syncing issues. It got to the point where when I was recording a Fallout video, if I stopped recording at all, and then started recording again, because sometimes I would stop recording so I could do grindy stuff, like selling merchandise and whatnot. If I stopped recording and started again, it would be out of sync. So it got to the point where I was recording all that garbage footage and then cutting it out. And then having to sift through like 90 minutes of footage to get down to whatever the number was, 60. That's how long I make these. I haven't even started drinking yet, and I'm already, oh boy. So, yeah, Uru. The one big problem I had on Uru, and I've mentioned this while playing, I will come across bugs and difficulties while recording footage that I'll never, ever have that I would never experience in real life. Like Final Fantasy VII. I forget, there was some bug I got when I was recording Final Fantasy VII that in all my years playing the game never happened. It's like a curse. I mean, and this just goes beyond making stupid mistakes because I'm drinking and I'm not concentrating on playing as much as I could be. I mean, this is like genuine, straight out of the ass bugs. I don't even want to imagine where that metaphor was going. So, oh yeah, I need to go down this one. Back off there. Where was I? Oh yeah, Uru. The biggest freaking problem I had in Uru was, working out that fucking giant spinning sphere puzzle and finding all the Relto pages. So, oh god, I must have... And the problem was, since the game is constantly auto-saving... Oh, look at them fishies. Since the game constantly auto-saves, if I screwed up, I would have to go and fucking reset the cocking age to go and get footage again. It was horrible. Wait. And I was doing this with a walkthrough. I was fucking up miserably. Agua good. So... that was my experience with that. Excuse me. I got a little frog. So, ooh, refraction even. Wait. Really awkward and terrible refraction. Not very... Look at the flappies. I wouldn't think there'd be that much refraction on a flat surface. Also, this, again, a puzzle you need light. And, doesn't work with flashlight. Actually, I think if you come down here when the light's off, if you click on the table, it gives you like an alarm sound. It's so fucking lame. Yay. Oh, awkward. Had to take a little break there and had an awkward no transition. Sorry for the lack of continuity. Speaking of continuity, I work really hard to edit these videos. Gosh darn it. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I finished Uru, and then I took a long-ass break before I went on and did Myst 5. In fact, I even took a break from recording Let's Plays for a while. And which way age do I want to go? Oh, let's go to Selenitic. Why not? No, I want to see Channelwood. Took a long break. And then I came back with Fallout. And it was fun. But I really, really, really wanted to do Longest Journey. And I had always planned to get into Longest Journey when I'd finished Myst 5. So I finally just bit the bullet, played the game a couple of times to get used to it, and really teach myself the logic behind the puzzles, and really just gain a new appreciation for how much I don't like that game. And then I finished it. And then it was done. And then I transitioned into Longest Journey. And that was that. No more Myst games. Never had to do another one. Oh my god, it is pretty here. Look how gorgeous this is. It's all green and swampy. This is a really nice game. I really like it. Yeah. Fucking flashlight. So yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I can't think of anything else interesting. If you have a question about it, let me know. I use Fraps to record. I don't know. Technical questions. I can't think of any. I can't predict any off the top of my head. Oh, what do I drink? There's a good question. I prefer vodka Red Bull because the caffeine gets me excited and the vodka gets me talking. So let's turn this on. And I never did. This doesn't actually do anything. Does it? Nope. Just flips right back on. Yep. Another unsolved mystery. Oh, that's pretty. It's just not. You could trip and fall in. It's dangerous. Yeah. So, yeah, longest journey. I'm gonna hop over that. I don't know. I guess I could talk about what do I have planned. What do I have planned for the future? After Final Fantasy VII, I'm gonna play something else. I don't think. Excuse me. Now I got the burps. Great. I think after Final Fantasy VII, I don't think I'm gonna do another Final Fantasy game because I believe I've used up my stock of silly cartoon voices forever, and yeah, I would like to do Final Fantasy VI. I did find a SNES-mulator. Oh, that's inconvenient. That will work with Fraps. And I do own a legitimate copy of Final Fantasy VI before you get on my ass about that. And a working Super Nintendo. So, fuck it. But the SNES-mulator does not seem to want to recognize diagonals. So if any of you can suggest one, yeah, it'd be nice. Final Fantasy VI would be a decent game. What else? What other games? Oh, Dreamfall Chapters has been... The first chapter of Dreamfall Chapters has been released. I think it's excellent. It's a really gosh darn good game, and I'm really looking forward to the next installment, which at this point, Chapter 1's been out for a goddamn month. You could think they could, I don't know, maybe announce it. Where's them Kickstarter monies going, people? Come on. Oh, I don't actually have to crank the crank. Yeah. So when Dreamfall Chapters is done, I wouldn't mind doing a Let's Get Pissed and Play of that. Actually, I kind of might, because compared to its predecessors, it's really freaking good. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of games like Myst. There's a decent bit of exploring. A lot of the whole first chapter, though, kind of feels tutorial-ishy. I would have liked if it was more like Walking Dead, where each chapter is an encapsulated game, but you know, I'm not going to fault him too much, because a lot of it was introducing you to the world and the characters. And I think from a storytelling perspective, they did okay. That was alright. other plans. Still got to do Half-Life 2 Episode 3. Still got to do the other two original Sonic the Hedgehog games. If you've got any suggestions... Pardon me, I'm getting froggier as I keep talking. And I have plans to record later. Oh, God. If you have any suggestions for... I don't know, I like first-person shooters, I like puzzle games. You can look at my my Steam thingamabobber. My username is SpazFox, and you can see what games I have. And suggest out of that. There's an idea for you. Yeah. Although I'll probably shoot you down and be like, well, I don't know, because that's just how I am. I'm very picky and selective about how I spend my time, but, you know, suggestions are welcome because, hey, sometimes they lead to really good ideas, like, I don't know how good of an idea it's been recording this retrospective thing. Seems kind of boring in retrospect. But, I don't know, it's fun to explore Myst again. And, oh, how far I've come. I've gotten so much better at video editing. I remember back in the days of, that is really pretty. Back in the days of, 854 by 480 videos with real crappy compression. I mean, it's only fairly recently that I started compressing the audio before rendering the video. I mean, God, it's constantly a work in progress, which is what I love about it. This seems really dangerous, don't you think? Yeah, it's constantly a work in progress, making these videos, editing them, learning new little tricks. It used to be that I would spend at least a couple of days editing one video, and this is even kind of recently, but now I can't even imagine how I did this. Oh, I guess I missed the switch. I can't even imagine how I did those original Myst videos in such a tight time frame, knowing as little as I did. I mean, now I sit down and I edit a video within 45 minutes, and I'm done for the week. It's gotten a lot easier. I mean, I run into the background a lot of the time. Like the Final Fantasy VII videos, they don't require any edits for the most part. So I just play the video, listen to the dialogue, think of a title, come up with a thumbnail. There's more editing in the Fallout and Skyrim videos, especially Fallout, where I add like music and shit sometimes, and do little fun things like the montage. And God, I really love doing stuff like that, and I think maybe I'm gonna do even a lot more of it with New Vegas. I think with all I've learned, I'm ready to do even more complicated, maybe even scripted stuff. So I think that'll be a lot of fun for the future. So I guess I've rattled on long enough. It's been about half an hour. That seems like a good chunk of time to let this go. And hell, I'm recording this the day before I intended to because I had a coughing fit yesterday and the day before, both times trying to do this. It's still getting over that cold. So, that's the end. Plans for the future, looking bright, and looking forward to another fun year of recording these stupid Let's Play videos, and then getting drunk and barfing. Wait, automatic. Oh, there's the auto one. Oh, time for a vodka Red Bull. Mmm.